for that shit or something, dog. You too fucking close to me.
Dog, I just was fixing the microphone.
Hey, bro, just don't get that close to me, and it's all good.
That's
man.
where we at today, man. You can't do shit no more, man.
No, you didn't know you a straight black man, nigga. You can't do shit, nigga. What the fuck? What's wrong with you?
I remember I used to say that all the time, like in the work setting, like being a straight black man is difficult.
I work for a company right now. I'm not going to say the name of this company, but we have a particular store where it's nothing but homosexuals pretty much that work in this store. And
men and women?
Men and women.
Okay.
And
just getting painting the picture.
Yeah, for sure. A few people that are non-binary, you know what I mean? This is our lowest performing store. And you know, you want to ask the questions about why. In our meetings, we ask the questions like, why is this? Why can't we get business up in this store? And nobody in the room wants to say what everybody's honestly thinking.
What's that?
That maybe the people who sell our product, because of their choices, people aren't necessarily comfortable coming in there to shop. You know what I mean? Like, that's...
Okay, I get it. Basically, you saying...
I'm saying it real PC.
Yeah.
I'm saying
you basically saying like... Well, let's just say it. We coming out hot today. Breezecast episode.
You gonna take it there? All
episode
right,
22.
Man,
and hey, this is what we do on the show, man. Breezecast episode 22. We just had real conversations. Me and you go back and forth on different topics. If not, I'll be here by myself and I get my 2 cents. But people like when you on the show because we be going back and forth.
You know, nobody should bounce off their own shit.
True,
but real shit, like you speak some real shit a lot of times. So you get an exception, but
yeah.
I am that dude. So
hey, it's cool. I appreciate your opinion. You know, fuck you, but it's cool that I do enjoy doing it by myself sometimes because ain't nobody there to challenge what you say. So I'm right, bitch.
So I'm the king of the world, bitch. You can't tell me nothing about that.
I'm just playing, man. Make sure y'all follow with Book DJ Cool Breeze and all that good stuff. But back to what we were saying.
No, like we actually have. We actually have these meetings where we sit down and like if the store isn't performing at a certain.
It's like why?
Why?
Because it's weed sell itself.
Hey man, don't give too much away because you don't know who's watching and somebody might be like, fuck that place. You guys are terrible because you have opinions.
No, my fault. Yeah, my bad. I'm just saying.
I like to make money too.
It sells. It sells itself.
It typically does.
Yeah.
But as the market has become more saturated, you have options about where you shop and who you shop with. Like, let's just be honest. Mm-hmm. I mean,
and you just got to be honest, man. Like, this ain't bashing nobody, man. Do what you want to do, but everybody's not comfortable with like going in and maybe seeing a transgender person.
Yep. Not knowing I've had this happen where I go in a store and I don't know what to call the bud tender because I'm respectful. I was in the military, right? Mm-hmm. So it's either a ma'am or a sir, and I don't know which one to put, so I'm just kind of stuck.
And then it's been situations where you can say it's a woman that made a transition to a man, but it still looks like a woman, and then you say ma'am or something that refers to like she, woman,
and they lose their minds,
and then they get mad, and then it's almost like, how was I supposed to know? And then for you to get mad and to where it's like you like angry or like I like did something to you. Like, I'm just moving around. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I looked and, I saw what I saw, And let's be real. As a man, like, you can, as a man, it's almost like an innate sense. Like, you can, a woman.
You know a woman,
yeah. But that's a woman. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're trying to do the guy thing, like, that's a woman, though. And So, it don't be like.
That's why we're still here. Because since it's like that,
it don't be trying to be malicious or crazy or nothing. It just be like, I just saw what I saw and I was trying to be respectful. Correct me. Oh, okay.
But it's all about how you correct someone.
Exactly.
That very situation, like I told you, I got put in that. I'm executive level at my company, and I had to go in human resources and talk to these people about using the right pronoun, knowing what to say to people. And like by the end of the meeting, they were just like, look, just don't say nothing to nobody. Because I'm one of them people, I'm going to ask you questions. You telling me that I need to do this, how the hell am I supposed to know when I walk into a place cold? And I'm not asking you being malicious. I'm asking you for my own sanity because I'm not about to sit here for 30 minutes like, I'm not going to do that. I'm here to buy a product. Because I'm here to buy a product, some of what I want goes. Like, if you have the appearance of a man, I'm going to say, sir. If you have the appearance of a woman, I'm going to say, ma'am. And if you get upset about that as a paying customer, I'm not going to give you any more of my money. I made an honest mistake. It's a difference between malicious and just somebody making a mistake. And I think it's more incumbent upon us to learn what the difference is than just lash out at somebody.
I can't just be like, my name is now Bob. Everybody call me Bob. I've just made this decision just now, right now, today. And then when I leave this house today, and people still calling me Cool Breeze or Dan or whatever, I get angry. And I get angry to the point where I want
you fired.
Yeah.
I want your company gone.
I want something.
I want you canceled.
I want retribution.
Blood, nigga.
But I'm just saying, like, that's not fair. I made that decision myself on my own. And I can't just go out and expect everybody just to know automatically. Like, the way that would work is I would spend a lot of time.
And money, too. Because you're going to have to promote that shit. You're going to have to send out flyers and pamphlets saying, like,
Bob.
hey, I'm Bob
now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying, like, people have to get used to it. And, you know, because they would be like, I always see you when I think of Cool Breeze. I don't think of Bob. So that's all that is.
That transition period you have, and everybody else deserves that same transition period.
That's the best way to put it. Everybody deserves a transition period. You transition into what you want to be. So I have to transition into seeing you as what you are.
And I'm tired of being vilified for having the opinion that I respect myself enough not to take any shit off of you because of the choices that you made and didn't tell anybody. That's just me.
Yeah. Just real conversation, man.
You bring some facts, not emotion, we'll get somewhere.
It's rough sometimes. You know, I move around. I always try to be, you know, sensitive to people's pronouns and stuff like that. But like sometimes it can get difficult. You know, trying to figure out what somebody's pronouns are. Is that
and
he,
what
she?
Makes you who are you to be the king of this particular I'm not getting treated right castle? Because I've been here a long time before you. You know what I mean?
And then after
just
this,
saying.
Like, let's just say this and we're gonna move on. Like, as long as the people in your circle, you know, respect it and know who you are, like the whole world, like just like, you know, when you raise your baby, the whole world ain't gonna love your baby like you love your baby. No. Your people gonna mess with you and they go, oh yeah, for sure, that's Bob. For sure. Cool. But outside of that, people don't know you, you know, or they may only know you as that. You know what I'm saying? So they not gonna necessarily, you know, it's not gonna be on their mind like, let me make sure I call this dude Bob. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because if you want to get respect, you first need to learn how to give it.
For sure. And I can't get mad because people are not with it because they know me all my life as being something else. So I don't know, man. Let's just try to be more understanding of each other, and you know.
Point that shit at who are you supposed to point it at? Fuck that.
Breezecast episode 22, man. Cool Breeze. You know what I mean? David Ruffin in the house, man. We hanging out, man. I was about to do the podcast by myself. Then he called. I was like, well, might as well wait on him to pull up.
Why you gotta tell them all our shit? Like they don't fucking need to know that.
It's real life.
I'm here. That's what y'all need to know.
It's real life.
They don't need to know that shit though.
But it's interesting to know that you almost wasn't here.
How is that interesting to know?
Cause like it shows like fate and timing and stuff that happened. Cause like I could have just did it by myself, but it shows that
like I told your ass on the phone I was gonna take a shower and then I'd be over here. Like I don't know what else that it shows.
I told your ass on the phone.
Like that's what literally that's what it was.
Speaking of that, I told your ass. What you got to say about the Montgomery brawl, bro? The Montgomery brawl. It's been going down, bro. The Montgomery brawl.
You mean them white boys that took 50 of them to jump on one dude?
Man, they should be ashamed of themselves.
You would think, and that dude looked like he was a little older too. He didn't look like he was in the best of health.
He threw that hat up in the air, and black people from everywhere came. The one boy swam across the lake and was whooping ass. It was like the Avengers. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Mysterio came out and the little circles came out.
Stop. Hey.
You seen it, right?
Stop. Yeah. We'll get back to that.
That was sweet.
Hey, don't ever. Doctor who?
Doctor Strange. My bad. Dr. Mysterio.
Good job. Yeah.
Way to fix it. I watch it, but I don't be watching it like that.
Like,
you know?
Hey. Don't make me revoke your nerd card.
Hey, my bad. Out. Hey, I'm gonna bring it back because I watched New York Ninja this week. Hey, we gonna save that. We gonna save that. Did you watch it?
No, I couldn't. I gotta get Showtime.
We gonna save that for later, man.
I watched the trailer like 4 times after you told me. Everybody's a rapist. Hey, dog, we can't get sidetracked.
Yeah, we gotta stay on. Hey, man, where my pen at?
Oh, dog. Oh, bro.
I gotta write that down on the paper, dog.
New York
Ninja. We're gonna talk about that later on, okay?
Man, if you an 80s baby and you watched all them stupid ass karate movies like we did,
this one is effing over the top.
Man, we got something for you.
Man, I was watching that shit. It was like perfect. Anyway, the Montgomery brawl. It all started. Back to serious. Right, then we about to go right off the rails.
Yeah, right off. You know it. Like this white boy in this picture.
Yeah, right off the rails into the water. Man, it's white people still turning themselves in from getting arrested.
I have a serious question. Like, it's 2023, bro. Like, some shit should just be like dead.
Look at them.
Like, what at this point in history, what do you have to gain by fucking with black people? I don't understand.
I don't. It was all about a boat, and my man was in the wrong.
Yeah, move your boat like he asked you to.
Like, dog, you can't just park your boat anywhere you want to park your boat.
And block the dock so nobody else can come to shore.
Right.
Be a douchebag.
And then when they come and he's just doing his job, like, hey, you got to move. They was literally out there at sea, like, we coming in the dock, and y'all boat in the way, and
that party was more important. Didn't you understand?
That's ridiculous.
They more important than
y'all
that.
was in the wrong, man. And then
you double down on that wrong by jumping this man who for doing his job. I just, like the thugs is appropriate. That shit thugs is appropriate. Cause like I was just sitting here thinking like, what do you call people like? Thugs. Yeah, that's what a thug is. Yeah, you mad cause somebody like, hey, you can't do that, and you jump them.
Entitled thugs.
Man.
And they be talking like it's just so crazy. Like, dog, they didn't move the boat. My man threw the hat up in the air. It was a fight. They jumped him, and they was getting him.
That wasn't a fight. When it was 3 on him, he was still whooping their ass.
He was, but then everybody came, and it was just a totally different story.
How much of a pussy you gotta be? You see 3 of your friends getting this ass whooped by one person. You gonna jump in? I like my friends. I like my family, but at a certain point, it's like, if I jump in that shit, I'm just the biggest pussy as you are. It's 3 of y'all. Do better.
And the whole thing, the chair thing is crazy because my man came with the chair and was like basically WWEing cats with that mug. Like, wow.
It was like 10 of them that jumped on this one dude. I would have picked something up and hit one. Y'all not playing fair? What the fuck?
Somebody got power bombed in that mug. Bruh, it was lit. Detroit had the t-shirts on just hours after it happened. You see that?
I love Detroit hustles, man. Detroit got more hustle than anywhere on this planet, bro.
Detroit brawl.
You get on my motherfucking nerves, but y'all niggas can hustle your ass off.
Had the shirts, right? Oh, hold on. We're going to get to that in a minute. My man G-Mac Cash got the song, the Montgomery Brawl. Get your ass whooped, Montgomery Brawl. While you move your ass boat, get Montgomery Brawl.
All right, I'm not championing that shit because rap is already terrible enough. I don't need your bullshit on here, bro.
Come on, man.
Like,
it's creative. It's timely.
It's creative. Prostitution rap is also creative. That shit can go too. That shit can go too.
Listen to the song. That's
scamming rap. That shit is terrible. That can go too.
That's what my man G-Mac Cash. Shout out to my dog G-Mac Cash, man. He be doing this thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a shout out, but not the song. No, fuck that.
Because he creative. Because he come out with whenever something happened, he always got the song. Like they had roaches at Popeyes. He made a song. When it was cold as fuck outside,
you didn't say that was his whole shtick. That's like I thought he was an actual.
But he can really rap. But then he come out with these viral songs. He #1 on iTunes the other day with that mess. Like he doing his thing.
What does any of the #1 mean anymore? You could be #1 on Spotify. You still ain't shit out here. Like I don't like what that mean. Like
hey man, look,
you
John,
#1 on this board.
I know. Hey y'all, listen. John don't be on the scene. Rap music.
No,
Detroit
I work.
Like
That's
that.
what I do.
So y'all, it's cool. Yep. But my dog Cash, you know what it is. Coalition DJs, Cool Breeze, Well,
you fuck with the coalition.
Keep doing your thing, bruh.
Look, you fuck with the coalition, so obviously you all right. I'm not saying nothing about you, my man. What I am saying, though, is just make some other shit.
He do.
I'd be interested to hear that shit, and I'm going to probably have the same opinion. I'm just not going.
We're going to play some G-Mac Cash.
We're going to play it on the air.
No, get on, bro. But anyway.
Play that shit at your leisure.
Get on.
Not
man,
now.
I can't stand you, bro. But anyway, Detroit was on it. We had the shirts. They had the shirts with the chair on it. Shout out to Dirt Label. They had them jumping off.
Dirt Label is the shit, though.
And then they had some mess that happened in Detroit where somebody got whooped with a chair. That was right downtown over there, like around the corner from Nike Town at that coffee shop. I don't know what the hell happened, but
that's what I would be interested. Like, people will tell you, people who know me, they'll be like, yeah, he always talking about whooping somebody's ass. But one thing you never hear me talk about is like picking up a chair or something and beating the shit out of somebody. Like, you got to do something, a particular thing to elicit that response out of me. You feel me?
To want to whoop somebody's ass with
a chair. Like, that's you, like a kid watching WWE before you realize that shit wasn't real. Like, oh my God, he hit him with a chair. Oh no.
And shout out to that brother that swam across and we got into the fight too. Cause man, it's 2023 and y'all black people can't swim. Like, ain't that over with?
No.
With black people can't swim?
I told you, what was that? That was 2005. I joined the Navy. We sitting there before our swimming test, and they like, put your hands up if you know how to swim. I put my hand up and looked around, and I was like one of 3 black hands up in the air. All the white folk, they knew how to swim. Of course they did. And all the black folks looking at the 3 of us like we did something wrong because we knew how to swim. Like, where the fuck you grow up? There's no way in hell you grew up in Detroit and you know how to swim.
What?
Like,
it is a river over there.
Like, you stupid motherfucker.
We do live in Michigan with the Great Lakes. All this water, you should know how to swim.
It's a YMCA. It was a YMCA around the corner from my house, my little nigga. I can't help it that you didn't.
Remember that's the YMCA on 7 Mile? And,
that's what I'm talking about, bro. That's where I learned how to swim
7 Mile and Lasser.
Just shout that shit out if you learn how to swim at the YMCA on 7 Mile and Lasher.
On Lasher.
Nigga, you from Detroit. Stop
Lasser.
it.
But no, shout out to the vacation summer camp too.
For sure, that was the thing. Like that's when
your mom and them was tired of your ass already.
Go to this camp for a week.
Go to this camp for a week, man. They paid that. It was like $18 a day or something like that, and you had to go. And the best part of it was you got to swim,
play basketball.
You did get to hoop too.
Yep.
But swimming was the main thing.
Yeah, that's what you look forward to because it's hot as fuck like it is today.
And they would get lazy. If they ain't have nowhere to take y'all ass, they'd go to David Shepherd Park in Oak Park. You run around that mug all day.
We ain't never do that.
We did.
They just kept us in the swimming. They let us go swimming.
Yeah, we would too, but sometimes we'll go to David Shepherd Park. That's why
I hate that park.
Man, it's a nice park, but when you go there every week and it's hot, you like, I don't want to go.
When you have family reunions there every year and you really aren't like the biggest fan of your entire family.
You a jerk, man.
You kind of like, you don't want to go places that you associate those assholes with.
Hey, before we get off of the Montgomery brawl, they gave my man that could swim, they gave him like a top 10 best names for him. Right? And my favorite was
Aquaman wasn't on that list, was it?
Yes, it was. But it was Aquaman. Aquaman, reasonable for runner up. We got Michael B. Phelps.
Okay.
Yeah, one of my favorite was Shaquille O'Gills.
Shaquille O'Gills, huh? That's a little creative. You get points for creativity with that.
Yeah. And C Murder. SCA.
Wow.
Hey, dog. The internet is undefeated. Twitter or X. Oh, Twitter. I'm still calling it Twitter.
Why the fuck would you not?
Twitter is still going to be like Cobo Hall and Shane Park.
The thing with like this asshole Elon Musk is like he's only doing this to piss y'all off because y'all didn't vote the way he wanted in the election. And like I personally don't use Twitter. I will never ever use that shit. I was like that before this.
I've been on Twitter.
But like this makes me double down with that shit because you such a fuck. You gonna dictate to me because people keep telling you smart. If you was smart, you make Teslas better, bitch. Get out my face.
With the Teslas. They want to make everything EV in a certain amount of time, but do we have enough power to support all electric, to charge all electric vehicles? And plus them batteries, to make the batteries, is damn near worse than getting gas.
Maybe if we stopped trying to develop things that are fucking useless or cared about things that were fucking useless, like, I don't know, corporations as a whole. How about we just actually make them do what the fuck we want to and stop telling them, it's okay, you guys do so much for us, we'll wait. You don't have to work on this. You got this drug that gives people's erections for 15 hours and you want to work on that because you know you're going to make a lot of money off of that.
Right, but you won't make a cure for cancer.
No. They'll tell you it's too complicated. But you managed to come up with the cure for the fucking cold in 3 days. Like, so I'm talking about COVID because that was the cold for those of you who aren't aware.
The views of David Ruffin.
The views of me, motherfucker. Yep, the views of me. I don't give a fuck.
Talking about corporations and stuff, let's talk about Disney, man. Let's talk about Disney real quick.
Worst.
Disney being woke. That's like the word. That's like being floated around nowadays. Like, I remember when woke was that one cousin that had dreads that wore black college sweatshirts, you know, and his mom and them had African incense and stuff at the crib. You know what I'm saying? And the woke person just knew a little bit more about black culture than other people, and kind of was just like
more in tune to it.
Yeah,
his family grew up. He grew
possibly,
up in it.
Yeah, and then you want to take it at woke. It could also mean like you know that a lot of the shit going on is bullshit. You did like this is a farce. This is something they put in front of your eyes to not make you think about what's really going on. You did. That's what woke meant to me. Now, woke is something that, like, they didn't turn this word into something totally different. And Disney being woke is costing them money in addition to the pandemic.
No. I can't put it. We're not gonna put it all on being woke.
No.
But for me, that phrase has always meant one thing to me. Like, you are an idiot. If you know about
But what about what I just said?
I'm not okay.
There's nothing wrong with that.
What you just said, I put that more in the vice of you being more culturally aware. To say
conscious.
Conscious. But like to say that you're woke because you know history, I'm not gonna give you a fucking pat on the back or give you some special name for doing what I think every human being on this planet needs to learn your history so you don't fucking repeat it. Common sense. So I'm not gonna champion or give you a word for doing the right thing or knowing that certain things happen. Good on you. If you go around beating your chest talking about I'm woke, I automatically know you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Automatically.
The more you gotta pronounce and say something that you are, the more you not that.
Well, yeah, a wise man once said that any man who has to proclaim himself king was never that in the first place. But like for me, like Disney makes terrible stories. It's not about like who you have in the stories. Like everybody wants to know, oh, it's their race baiting with the Snow White.
I'm glad you said that. They talking about it. They was like being woke, you know, they taking out characters, they swapping out genders and races. Like they got the Snow White movie coming out. And you know, Snow White is traditionally what? A white woman.
Yeah.
Singing in the forest with a flute and shit.
Yep.
Now they got a Hispanic girl playing her. And it's like, it's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
But it doesn't quite go with the story.
I think what
and like why are you doing it? Like,
exactly. There you go. Why are you doing this? What is the if I like to write. I like to create stories. I love that. Like I love real like actual stories that are thought provoking. I love that. What you don't find in that is any sort of character or gender. Like there's no person exists that does not have a reason to exist. I'm not just going to put a homosexual in my story because I want everybody to be identified.
Right.
In my story,
I want everybody to be represented in it.
In the world that I am creating with my brain and my imagination, maybe that doesn't exist. Maybe it does and I just don't bring it up. Maybe there's no person who is actually involved in the story like that.
And that's okay.
What's wrong with any of these things? The fact that you feel some type of way because you aren't represented, so you tell I'm not gonna go spend my money.
But then at the same time, just like you know, like it's a whole network. Like it's we got one black network, and you a black. BET got other channels too. Nah, like
is BET really a black network?
No, I mean Tyler Perry own it now.
Okay, what? So a black man owns it. He owned it before when they were showing bullshit. What does that mean?
Say it, John.
What does that mean?
You ain't lying.
Like I'm sick. Like black entertainment television. What do they show? Reality television shows. If you've ever had the unfortunate pleasure of running into one of these bitches out here, you know that's not what people need to be seeing.
Hey, speaking of bitches, we're gonna talk about the WNBA in a minute.
Oh my god, my god!
I'm just playing.
I'm gonna end up walking off before the end of the fucking show today.
I'm just playing.
I ain't even gonna make it to the end of the show.
I'm just playing, but we are talking about the WNBA.
Unfortunately,
but Breezecast episode 22.
But no,
on
like
all platforms, y'all.
But like this woke, like they want to blame it. It's like when you blaming the audience for you not making a good story. Like, no, motherfucker, it's not that you had this Spanish woman or like, this homosexual.
I wanted to talk. I'm glad you're here. They talked about the Mandalorian. They bait and switch. The Mandalorian is supposed to be about the Mandalorian, this badass bounty hunter dude, and the little
Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
His name's Grogu, actually.
Cool.
Stop calling him Baby Yoda.
For sure. I didn't call him anything.
Nah, not you, because you're not really, but
My
the rest
dog,
of y'all out here.
I ain't watched it.
It's called, he called Grogu. Cut it out.
But they done switched it. Now it's about the woman.
No, okay.
What's her name?
Bo-Katan. Okay.
The black girl. Is that show?
The black, what?
Is that's not the
that's
Mandalorian?
That's
you
not,
know what I'm talking about?
You're talking about Apocalypse, I believe.
Acolyte. Okay, right. It's supposed to be a story about
that show right now. Probably is not. It's going to end up coming out eventually, but that show is going through a lot of ups and downs. Because they. Well, let's talk about the Mandalorian.
Okay, is it a bait and switch in that too?
Yes, there's something that you were referring to, but let's set the tone first. All right, I've talked on here about Kathleen Kennedy. I've talked to you about her, right?
Yes. That's the only reason I know who that is.
Her, Jon Favreau, and I can't think of his name right now. He created Ahsoka, but these three people are pretty much in charge of Lucasfilms right now. Jon Favreau and the other guy. The Mandalorian was their idea, and the first two seasons are drastically different than the third. The first two seasons, you do get this feel like Din Djarin they're preparing him for something. They're making him into be something, and then the third season comes along, and it's like, well, I know we kind of did that, but really, it's Bo-Katan is going to end up running the planet Mandalore because it's her birthright and all of that stuff. Even though we kind of
she the prettiest, smartest, sexiest, best woman.
She is a badass. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, Bo-Katan is that bitch. She fucked up with the planet Mandalore the first time, but she like, I'm not really upset about it. What I am upset by as somebody who watches the show is that there was a bait and switch. The first 2 seasons were about the Mandalorian and Grogu, their relationship, what they were doing, how they were building, and you could see how Mandalore was going to tie back in. Of course, Bo-Katan was going to have to come back into the fold because of her place in Mandalore. And I know I'm like giving a whole bunch of shit to you, trying to make it where you can keep up.
And it's people out there who watch this shit, with you, just not me.
Hey, don't call it shit. But anyway. Shit. In the 3rd season, it was more like Bo-Katan is the leader, and like just how they did it, it did not feel thematically in line with the first 2 seasons. So people like me who've been watching the show was like, they threw the bullshit flag immediately. Like, wait a minute.
What's like wine?
The first 2 seasons was real tight. Like all the stories, everything mattered by the end. The 3rd season, you did shit that don't have no business. Like, you could only had 4 episodes because that's all you needed. Or 3 actually. You didn't need 6. You told me a story. You told me a whole dumbass bullshit story. And, of course, because the person who approves these things at the end of the day is Kathleen Kennedy, it got shifted. The blame got shifted to her. Now, the Acolyte, Disney had a stockholders meeting a couple of weeks ago. And in that stockholder meeting, basically, it was the blame Kathleen Kennedy fest. Because even though Bob Iger is the person who mandated that Disney as a whole
go in this direction.
And
that's coming from the people who own the most stock in Disney. I forgot the name of the company.
BlackRock.
Yeah, and Fink.
Yep. But that happened as a result of the first 3 Star Wars movies this is not objective. They're terrible. They're, from a story perspective, they're terrible. You're not actually telling a coherent story. You shit on all of the players and people that people came to see. Nobody wants anything to do with Star Wars anymore, and it's because you did this. So consequently, you have a whole bunch of toys. You have a whole bunch of Legos. You got a whole bunch of shit that you would normally sell out of sitting on the shelves. To right now, there has never been a time in my life when the first 3, the prequel movies came out, you couldn't get Star Wars shit. As far as Legos go, you couldn't get Star Wars nothing.
Nerd increased by 7.
By 50, my nigga. I'm the king. But now you can go anywhere and get you some Raid, whatever. You can go get you the fight on Exegol. You can go get whatever. Because don't nobody give a fuck about that shit. Because not objectively, it's terrible. Disney, your wokeness
is backfiring.
It cost you. And what is woke?
Hey, okay, look, this too. I was reading. They was like X-Men. They saw woke X-Men. They could change it and it could become like X-people. Because they was like the men part is offensive. What?
Stop it before you start a fucking movement and listen. I've been reading comic books.
If they do that, I'm done.
I've been reading comic books since 1989. If you motherfuckers ever you change that shit to X, I might just be like, you know what? There's no point in this planet existing anymore. Like, just fuck it. Let's just blow it up.
X-people.
Get the fuck out of here. They X-Men.
Man, stop. I know. Like, Mankind. Like, I never think it was because it's women. Storm is one of the dopest X-Men. Jean Grey.
But see, like, you actually have to know something. That's another problem I have. I got people who don't know shit about the source material telling me what's offensive. You ain't never read a motherfucking story. You don't know shit.
You don't know. You don't even know the whole context of the story.
Bitch, like you said Storm. If Storm wanted to, there's no more planet. She controls the atmosphere, guys.
And she's black.
So if she snapped her fucking fingers, I don't know, there's no more air. The air's so dense you can't breathe. I don't know.
Jean Grey was
It's
cold.
the fucking Phoenix, bro. Like, the literal existence came from this thing, and you like, women not powerful. Shut the fuck up talking to me, bro.
Because, you only highlight, it's called X-Men. It should be X-people.
X-people. You don't feel like you justified even though one of the main fucking people is a goddamn woman. Some of the main storylines about the Summers family is about Hope and Jean. You don't even know who the fuck Hope is. Hope is the most powerful X-Men out there when she has the Phoenix Force. You don't know shit about it though.
Hey, people love when you turn up like that. You have
it's almost like, what planet do people live on this planet with rational brains and like emotion, like not just emotion but like logic? Does that exist?
I don't know, man, but that's crazy. Like, stop. And they gotta stop. They gotta stop taking make your own franchise. You can't just like Ghostbusters is the best example. I always say it, man. Like you got a beloved franchise, you know what it is. Cool, you know. As far as in Ghostbusters, like what women have played a big role because it's always in every movie, like Sigourney Weaver, and Ho Part. And then
they'll tell you that she was just a damsel in distress, even though she had a lot of agency over how that turned out. But she was just a damsel in distress.
And then what's the name? The Janine, the lady that worked there.
Janine is. We're talking about a movie that was produced in the 1980s, where if you watch almost any movie from the 1980s, it's a fucking woman's secretary.
Yeah,
get over it. True. Go away, please.
And I mean, but cool. That's what it was. But the main characters was the Ghostbusters, and they was guys. Okay, it was made in a different time. But just just doing a swap just because, like, let's make them women. Like the movie wasn't bad, but they had to make another one.
It was bad. To me, it was bad because you weren't original. You weren't creative enough to come up. That's just basically a rehash of Ghostbusters 2. And even in that, you weren't original.
Yep.
You weren't even smart enough to make an original story. Like
basically, we just gonna take this and we just gonna slap women in it.
Yeah, and you guys will like it because you liked it back then. Not fuck what's going on in the world. Fuck what the time, like all of that. None of that matters.
Forget the fact that you can definitely see all of the similarities between the two movies. Like it's the same movie.
I'm saying, like, it's a female 007. I don't want to see a whore out saving the world. I'm sorry.
And
if you want to say James Bond is a whore, I'm going to be like, yeah, but it's more acceptable for that.
That one is ridiculous.
But I get in trouble for saying acceptable.
That's ridiculous. That's like if they made James Bond black, it wouldn't work. Because he'd be over in Santa Monica.
In 1969, it might not have worked. But in 2023, I can create a coherent James Bond story with a black man.
You should.
Because I believe.
I just be like, he'll just be somewhere. And he'll be like in disguise.
Well, look, it's some places.
And they'd be like, there you go, right there.
Well, look, it's some places he can't go. It was a thing in Secret Invasion. It was a scene with Nick Fury. He was walking around Russia, and they was like, "Nigga, we all knew you was here because you the only black motherfucker that's gonna walk around Russia." And it was like that shit made me laugh because like yeah.
And like 007, they'd be like, "You ain't blending in, bro."
Say like no, you can't do this mission. You can't do this mission.
Nah, you matter.
We're just gonna call you 00, and we'll find something for you to do, motherfucker. Because
you can't do that.
Yeah, we know you the best at everything. We'll just send you to rescue the motherfucker when he fuck up or something.
You can physically do it, but you gonna get over there, that black skin gonna get you caught every damn time. They're gonna be like, it's the nigga right there. You know how like
after the third time, because every time this nigga show up, everything go to shit. So it's like, this nigga is James Bond. Like, ain't no more. No, fuck that. You got away with it the first time because of racism and all of that shit. We had to think about it.
Hey, we starting to GoFundMe for a James Bond movie starring Jonathan Wade.
Fuck no, you do not want to see that shit.
I do.
Because I'm going to get caught immediately.
I'm going to be your assistant.
The first time the motherfucker say some wild shit to me, you going to see all of this. It's going to be over. Like, just be like, he caught. That's James Bond right there.
Be like,
no, it ain't gonna be none of that shit though, for sure.
What?
Chop me, nigga. I cut your dick off. I ain't fucking around.
Breezecast episode 22, man. In here clowning. Let's talk about the WNBA real quick too, man. Let's
you
talk
didn't
about
even segue that good. You just threw that.
Man, I was gonna say it. I was gonna say it earlier when we was talking about something.
Bitches.
And then you just queued it right back up, ladies and gentlemen. The WNBA, guys, they want to be.
Oh, they gonna hate us, nigga.
Man, I know. And I'm just gonna say this: like, this is just me. I write down different stuff during the week, and I just talk about it.
Like, we having fun right now, but we gonna have some, like, we gonna give you some
gonna give you some real shit.
Some real shit.
But jokes, and we just having a good time.
And for me, like, I like doing it because I know it pissed some of y'all off. Like, that's like real shit. You can ask this nigga. I like it when people get upset for dumb shit like that don't matter. Like, I love that shit.
Watch this.
I love it.
Watch this.
Oh yeah, because you about to be upset.
So the WNBA, they want to be paid, just like the men do, right? And
we keep hearing this stuff.
Yeah, we're being paid like the men in the NBA, the players, they get 50% of the revenue.
I was gonna ask you, Dan, what is the actual annual revenue for the WNBA?
Oh well, the actual revenue for the WNBA, they haven't turned a profit yet.
So you're telling me that the owners of these teams are actually losing money?
They lose money every year.
Every year.
Every year since the league has been in existence, they have not turned a profit. They're looking to turn a profit this year.
It's amazing. I don't know any business that could stay in the red that long and continue to be open unless they were being supplemented somehow.
Oh, well, John, that's where this comes in. The WNBA is subsidized by the NBA.
You mean all those men who actually make a product that people want to see, pay top dollar to see, go to all year round, care about, like even when it's not in season, they still give a shit. Those guys who don't give a shit about the NBA, they're subsidizing the WNBA?
Absolutely.
That's a whole bunch of y'all need to shut the fuck up.
Hey, I like how we went to the news. He said, well, Dan, let me tell you something about that. But look, NBA players get 50% of the revenue.
Right.
The revenue, they printing money. They make a whole lot of money. Global game, players are recognizable everywhere. Merchandise, TV deals.
Most professional leagues, it should be like that, as they do most of the work.
For sure. Women get 25% of the revenue.
How are they getting anything?
It's how
are they getting it?
That needs to be renegotiated. But even if you're getting 50%, you're getting 50% of a lesser number.
You're getting 50% of nothing.
But
you have not turned a profit, meaning there is no profit to share with you. I can't give you 25.
What we don't have.
Yeah, like
the top player in the WNBA make $250,000 for playing. What in the summer?
Hey Dan,
basically for playing part time.
Hey
so,
Dan,
the NBA they play from what?
From late September now to late June, like middle of June. Most teams don't play that long. The average, most people play
be done to like April.
Yeah, the last week of April.
But you say September to April. You know the women they play from what June, May.
I don't know
until like August.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah, it's only for the summer. It's for the summer, so you can make $250,000 for the summer, and that's great. I mean, considering for basically a part-time job, because you can go play somewhere else, and you can have a whole nother thing set up.
See, but you just said a part-time job, but you know, like you even like. You just talking and you pointing out like just random fixes for this bullshit. Like, but continue. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I just was saying like not to diminish what it is. Like you playing ball, but
I'm going to diminish this argument entirely because they have no argument.
You playing ball and that's great. And you doing your thing. Like it's a professional league. It hasn't turned a profit though. But the thing that kills me is y'all want the women want the money, but the product isn't as good. You know, like if you watch some of the games, you can go online and see the highlights of air balls and wild layups and just bad basketball. And then, if you want to do anything to make the game better, they always scoff at it. I keep seeing the clip of Breonna Stewart talking to T-Mac. He like, y'all should lower the rim so then y'all could dunk. It would make it more exciting. And then she like, so you just want to see me just dunk on people?
No, we want excitement.
Yes.
Did you hear that part?
We want to see you dunk on people as well as do the other things that you can do. You know? And every now and then just throw it down sometimes. Like,
I would like, you start throwing, I start seeing like alley-oops and shit. Like, it might make me turn my head. Cause like, you know, like y'all listen to me talk, so I'll be like, this bitch ain't out here just throwing oops. Like, let me see.
They had
woohoo.
You know what I mean? They said woohoo. They had Shaq and Candace Parker talking, and Shaq brought it up. And then the next day, they ended up saying Shaq was mansplaining it to her.
What the fuck?
And she scoffed at it. She was like, my daughter is about to come out doing drop step dunks. I don't care what y'all say. Like,
so you want to be an asshole? That's on you.
And when
that's on you, B.
Hey, she
ain't gonna be.
She do be having like.
She ain't gonna drop step and dunk though. I'm gonna tell you that because the rim 10 feet.
And then stop. And then when she said that, I honestly thought about like some women just not made for that. A lot of women not made for that. Jumping in the air and flying through the air, like it's just not your bag. You know.
You mean biologically speaking, of course.
I'm just saying like.
Because on a biological level.
Because they be so opposed to it.
Well, I mean, let's just talk about human biology, right? Like, men and women were created for two very specific things. Men were the nurturer gatherer. That's how we developed as a culture, right? The women have babies, they are the nurturer. Women get offended when you say that, but I really truly don't understand why.
That's not all you are.
No, I'm not saying that, but like, sweetheart, just think of it like this. Only gods can create people. So you are an actual god. I just wish you'd see yourself like that and not have me have to trash your ass so you see yourself like that. You feel me? Because like, I'm a feminist. I really believe that women can do whatever they want to, but a lot of times they put their foot in their fucking mouth so tough, you don't want to help them. In the situation of the WNBA, just point blank, y'all make a terrible product. People don't want to see your product. They don't give a fuck about what you want because they don't want to see you guys play. Your game's not exciting. That's it.
And then it's like at every turn, they had the other video where they was talking about lowering the rim. And then the girl was talking about,
and you scoffing at that like you just
like it's horrible.
Do you want to continue to do this and make a living or not? Because if you do all that, your emotion and bullshit, you need to put that away and think of this as a business.
All of that arrogance you got to put to the side. Like y'all are dope, y'all balling, but you got to do some things to make the game a little bit appealing so everybody will want to watch.
I have sat in executive level meetings, and I am going to tell you, I know the way to get an executive to do what the fuck I want is to cater to his ego, right? That's what you do. That's how you play the game. You're not gonna do that because a woman says, if I gotta cater to a man's ego, it's sexist, it's feminine. A man done had to do that shit just as long as you have. You think you're the only one who gotta kiss ass? You're not. You think you're the only one who gotta play the game? You're not. So don't you get so upset when people bring up rational ideas to help you that all of us are sexist and all of that shit, and at a certain point you keep telling me I'm sexist. I'm gonna prove that I'm sexist to you by telling your ass some real shit that you don't want to fucking hear.
Even I mentioned it before, even sometimes when people support, they trash them like, you gonna support like you gotta
Luka Doncic.
Yeah, just be happy, be happy that they supporting you instead of like always having this chip on your shoulder, like damn, and then be willing to make some adjustments to the game so it'll be a little bit more exciting.
Hey, man,
that's all.
Nobody's opposed. Like, some of the best people at the things that they do have chips on their shoulders. They just learned how to not let that chip become an anchor. And sometimes,
like Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, he just a fucking moron. I used to love Scottie Pippen.
Me too, man.
Fuck Scottie Pippen, man. He an idiot. Like, you're not as good as Michael Jordan, bro. You never were. You're only who you are because of Michael Jordan. So you should put his dick back in your mouth and shut the fuck up talking. That's why your wife is getting banged by his son. That's where you are. You a son, nigga.
Hey, you hear how you got close all to the mic so you can hear it?
Like, I hate stupid ass
boy.
people, dog. Like, you talking crazy to the motherfucker.
People been getting on him though about it though.
Yeah, he don't care.
Cause it's like, bro,
you've been holding on to that animosity for 20 years. You never expressed yourself to this man, and it's clear.
Coming back, going over here, and then coming back.
Fuck.
Michael Jordan, I like the way he handled it.
He didn't
like
say
not
shit.
saying nothing.
But you know,
sometimes
what did
people
we say
saying
earlier,
stuff
bro?
ain't even worth a response.
No, but what did we say earlier? When you that nigga, I don't even have
I ain't gotta say nothing.
What?
Y'all gonna say it for me.
And what happened? Everybody's like, hey, nigga, shut the fuck up. Like, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, that speaks. Hey, that's why Michael Jordan's the GOAT, ladies and gentlemen. Because he's feared, not just respected.
And he was a shitty teammate, probably. He probably was.
Hey, to be that level of winner, like, he was a shitty teammate.
Kobe.
He was a psychopath.
Yeah, like
he
Kobe
was an
too.
asshole.
Kobe too.
He was gonna get the best out of you. And while a lot of these players might bitch and scoff at that shit now, a lot of niggas got paid because he was on their ass the way he was on their ass.
Randy Brown.
Yeah, who the fuck is that?
Judd Bushler.
Who the fuck is that?
Luke Longley.
Who these motherfuckers went to other teams? I don't know shit about this.
Ron Harper, he was cool though.
Ron Harper was a good defender.
Yep.
He was
good before.
He was, but I mean, like,
but he got all the J's.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because he
used to wear all the
Ron
J's.
Harper knew how to play the game. You understand? Ron Harper knew how to play the game.
Whatever ones Jordan's had on.
So you don't want to check a mic? You don't want to check a mic, Scotty? I got him. You don't want to do this? I got him.
But the WNBA. Before we get off of that, like an example of what we was talking about with this entitled attitude and like this unwilling to compromise attitude. This lady right here, Liz Cambage. She from Australia. She like 7 foot, be hooping. She got picked up by the Los Angeles Sparks. It didn't work out. She bitched about everything, about not being able to get the number she wanted, not being able to shoot, getting to touches she wanted. Her teammates didn't like her. She ended up quitting on the team, just quit.
So it's
in the middle of the season. Now, it's just to show she's playing for her national team for Australia. She got into it a few years back with a girl that was from like a team from Africa. She said some racial slurs and was like on some monkey racist type shit with them.
That bitch should not be calling nobody a monkey.
You right. Like, and then don't let me forget, she got her OnlyFans too.
Oh, for what? So this world is fucked up.
So keep going. So she was playing in the game and she was like being dirty, slapping the girls and pushing, doing a whole bunch of extra shit. She ended up like slapping this one girl, like coming around the face, you know what I'm saying? And then got to the bench. The girl was like holding her head and then just charged over there and knocked the shit out of her and knocked her down. None of her teammates got up and did anything. Cause
she's a piece of shit. Who would?
That's not all WNBA players, but that's the type of attitude though that exists, and that's that attitude that's like, I'm not changing. We not trying to change it to dunk. We ain't doing that.
Well, this is the era where
and you see where this shit end up, and then they was talking about how you gonna take the game seriously when a lot of the women got OnlyFans too?
They're gonna tell you they got to supplement their income.
When you can pay money to go, see them with no clothes on or something, or feet pics or something.
If you want to see a basketball player's feet, like it's something.
That's wild.
There's something wrong with you. Because like ain't nobody who play basketball, professional, college, or high school, got decent feet. We fuck them shits all up, bro.
That's nasty. That's nasty. I heard a thing the other day. They was like, if you sleep with socks on, you a psychopath.
If I'm somewhere where I don't feel comfortable, I'm sleeping with socks on and my shoes too, so I can get the fuck on. I guess I'm a psychopath.
On a normal day, you sleep with socks on?
I mean, when I'm in my own space, my own bed, no, I don't, because I'm comfortable. But if I'm somewhere where I'm not comfortable, I done been over chick's house, smashed and everything. I ain't take my socks off. Hell no. Let me go put my shoes on and leave. I got to get out of here. No, I'm just saying, like, for me, you got to be comfortable with that. You can't just do that everywhere.
I'd have been over there and smashed, had mashed potatoes and gravy, everything. Spent the night, and I'd had my shoes on, socks the whole time, bitch.
You didn't see me. I stayed at a hotel. I stayed 1 year. I was in the hospital for a week. He'll tell you, I didn't take my shoes off the entire week.
Man, you hilarious, bro. Before we get out of here, man, New York Ninja, bro, you got to watch this motherfucking movie, dog.
I can't get over the fact that you was like, nigga, every man is a racist. This ain't nothing but like, I'm going to rape this woman.
In the movie, it's maybe like, that's like actually like on screen doing something that probably got paid to be in the movie. It's maybe like 3 black guys in the whole movie.
They all racist.
They're
all rapists.
All the rest of the guys, in this movie,
give me a bad 1980s martial arts movie to compare this shit to.
Man,
because it's some bad. It's some.
Bro, this is on a whole nother level. This movie was a movie that was already made, and they just like dubbed it, like basically put voiceovers on it.
Yeah.
And dog, in this version of New York, women aren't safe anywhere.
Well, according to
at work,
in 1970s, that was New York.
Walking down the street, anywhere, and every man is a ravaging sex addict. Every man in this movie, like dog.
So all you women out there love it. You be like, oh, that's men nowadays, right now.
Back to the prostitution rap, but no, like. I'm talking about it be a whole gang of dudes and they gonna get the girl and they all gonna just get it's like animals.
Put her in that circle like be ripping at the clothes and shit.
It was that type of movie, man. The ninja, New York Ninja, he had on skates at one point.
Yeah,
whooping people ass on skates.
What was the most outlandish feat in the movie?
The outlandish feat.
The most outlandish feat, yeah.
I'm gonna have to say the part with the skates, because this nigga was skating down the street with a whole bunch of niggas chasing him.
He had on a white ninja outfit too, right?
It was like tan.
He didn't wear the white one for that.
No, I don't think he might have had a white one, but I want to say it was a little tan.
And all the trailers I see, he be wearing this white outfit, and I'm like, nigga, you a ninja? You got this sword? You cut niggas open? Like that shit ain't white no more.
Man, dude, and one part he had a sword fight with this dude, man, and had the smallest sword. I know the katanas ain't like super long, but that mug was like this.
That's a tanto.
He had one of those.
It's a dagger. It's not a sword.
Well, he was fighting with it like a sword because the dude had a whole sword for real, and he was like, one of them.
Serious too.
One of them.
It was serious too. They was pushing back.
Man, you gotta watch it, bro. If you ain't got nothing to do, you just want to just bullshit.
No, man, get high and watch that movie. It'll change your life.
Facts, man.
I can't wait. I'm gonna get some mushrooms to do that shit later.
Oh man.
Dog. I wonder how that shit is gonna be on that nigga skating. I'm gonna probably jump through the window.
You gonna be tripping.
Oh, this nigga coming at me. Oh no.
You gonna be tripping, bro. It's action packed.
I'd like that. I'd rather that than the Tubi movie of the week. That shit was stupid. I'm glad you got off of that.
Oh man, shut up, nigga. I'm still be watching good Tubi movies, man.
That might be true, but don't nobody need to hear about them. Is the point that I'm making?
Man. Detroit taking over with all these writing strike and all that. Detroit going crazy on Tubi.
Writing strike.
Yeah, there ain't no writing strike for Tubi movies.
It needs to be. That's where the strike needs to start.
Man, cut it out,
Stop
bro.
And end.
Hey, we watched one the other day, and yeah, it was wild.
They all wild.
They
all wild.
It was wild. What, man? I can't think of the name of them damn.
Look, man, like you be talking. You be like, all you do is talk shit. Like you don't actually watch them. But like I like to stories is my thing.
Yeah,
right?
And the stories, some of them be good.
Yeah, the ones that are good are the few that fell through the cracks of an actual studio reading that shit and like going to them and be like, look, this is shit. Like, here you go. Like, take this shit and go somewhere else. Like, that's what's on Tubi, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I do this shit. I know what's out there. Like, that's what it is. But that's just proof. In today's America, you can sell anything. Your ass, your feet. You can sell people asses. You can sell people boobs. You can sell people shitty movies.
They got a new thing now called Sunroom, right? I was like,
I don't like where this is going.
Pete, they got a thing called Sunroom, and it's only for women and non-binary creators. So, like, to be a creator, you got to be a woman or.
I should sue them for discrimination right now. Like, I should go get a lawyer and sue these niggas for discrimination right now. How the fuck do you want it fair, but you won't be fair? How does that work? Where you do this shit at? Man, I can't fuck with this shit, dog. This shit's stupid, bro.
So, but basically, when you subscribe, it's basically like OnlyFans, though.
It's like OnlyFans, but you like
it's OnlyFans, but it's like like a little bit lower key. Like instead of where you go to OnlyFans, it's like, bam,
it better stay low key.
My ass, you know what I'm saying, or whatever.
Stay low key.
Whatever we doing, like instead of it being like that, it's like you subscribe today. It's like going to Sam's Club. You pay for the membership to be in Sam's Club, and then you got to pay for whatever you get in there. So you pay to look at somebody's page, and then you pay for their content. They'll have some free content, but then they'll have something like where they naked or doing some sexual shit, and you got to pay for it. So it's like OnlyFans, but with champagne.
With champagne, but you serving shit with your champagne. That's the point.
It's wild, man. I was,
and it's really discriminatory. It's a discriminatory practice, like completely. Like I'm just tired as a whole of like that particular community.
I don't know. I guess it's like
it's okay for you to be discriminatory.
It's like men can't handle it. You know what I'm saying, or something. Or I'm
sure
know.
It's some freak ass motherfucker that can handle it. I'm sure it is.
So it's okay for the woman to have a video of her doing some sexual shit. You know,
but this man can't look at it.
No, I mean, because that's who you advertising to. And I guess other women and non-binary.
You can't be advertising to men because I can't no man be.
You can't be a creator on there. This some stuff I read about, and a friend of mine got a page. It's wild out here, man. Remember I said that the other week. Trends. No, what is it? The Threads. Remember that the new social media, it was supposed to be the best app ever, and It's steadily lost after the first couple days. The hype. It steadily lost subscribers, and man, don't nobody even use it. No.
But I mean, like, when are we gonna realize that the companies that we actually use, nobody really kind of told you about them. You kind of happened on them and was like, this actually works. If you hear somebody like, hey, it's great, it's shit. I'm just gonna warn you now. So you've been warned. So when you go and you pay your money for shit,
you know what you about to get.
I don't want to hear your complaints.
You ain't lying, bro. Speaking of shit, Madden about to come out in a minute. How you feel?
Come on, man. Come on. I done had enough shit today. I done had enough shit today.
Hey, another great podcast. You want to shout anybody out before we get up out of here? All right, y'all know what it is. Your man DJ Cool Breeze, man. Follow me on Instagram at Book DJ Cool Breeze and on Twitter at Book Cool Breeze. You know we always talking, having a good time, man. Listen to some good music this week. You know I got my playlist on Apple Music. Cool Breeze Hot Jams. I forgot what number we on, but it's nothing but hot jams on there. So you know what it is. Summer winding down. I'm getting sad because I love the summertime and the heat. So, but we gonna make it do what it do before it's out of here, man. So shout out to everybody. Y'all be safe, stay cool, and don't be a jerk. You know.
Yeah, and if you're a woman, let that shit go. Fuck. Sick of you.
The views of David Ruffin are those of David Ruffin. We out just like that.